Welcome to Focus on Got Balance? Balance is a topic I revisit fairly frequently. A lot of people ask me about balance. Many people are concerned about maintaining healthy balance, and that can mean physically. It can also mean on the subtler levels, right? As with yoga, there's layers. So it can mean the balance between caring for self and caring for other. If you're a caretaker, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The balance between work and play. If you're a workaholic, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The balance between activity and inactivity, right? So yoga means to unite or yoke. And we want to find the alignment of a healthy balance between the mental capacity, balanced mind, balanced breath, balanced body. That is ideal. That is what we're working towards, right? We don't always accomplish it. That's why we continue our practice to maintain that working towards balance as best we can. Today, we're going to be working on physical balance posture that stimulates balance points on your physical body. And I also find that if you have a regular meditation practice, it can really affect your physical practice. So there's other videos I've put out there on Nadi Shodhana breath. That is a balanced breathing technique. There's other meditations that you can do to keep your mind balanced so that it'll continue on down to your physical balance. But in this video, we're going to work in the physical. So find a comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall. We want everything nice and aligned, shoulders over hips, legs out of hip sockets, knees over ankles. So we don't put any strain on the knees, right? So if you have tender knees, go easy here. Really always listen to the cues of your body and let it have a say on how far you go. So let's lift the heels and lower them. So we're just going to stretch out the feet a little. So if your feet aren't used to being in this position, it can be a little crampy, right? So just be mindful, lifting heels lower. If that's too much, then just go a little softer. Lift and lower the heels less. You can also manually stretch out your feet if that feels a little better. We're going to be focusing on the balance point at the base of the second and third toe at the ball mound. So this is a balance point that we use when looking to balance. And by stimulating this point, by bringing physical sensation to it, it helps the brain know, oh, there's that balance point, right? Always working to keep the brain and the body communicating for healthy balance, just healthy mobility, right? So if it's available, if your feet are amenable, you're going to lift the heels, pressing into that ball mound. You can even, if it feels okay, putting pressure on it. If not, stay upright. We're going to feel, maybe see, maybe say balance points. We want to bring as much of ourselves together, yoke together for this balance point. And then we're going to hinge back up, lower the heels, fluff out the toes so we don't have any cramping in our feet. If you feel cramping, you're just going to go easy and just massage your feet, stretch at the ball mound. If it feels okay, we're going to go again. Lift the heels, press into the ball mounds, press and lift, maybe, hinge forward. Feel, sense, say, balance points. Yay, I love my balance points. Hinge back up, lower the heels, fluff out the toes. Okay, so one more time, lift the heels if it's available, hinging forward, feel, sense, say, balance points. I feel them, they're there, my brain acknowledges them. We're going to hinge back and release and just paddle out your feet. If it feels available, to counter the stretch, we want to slide the foot back, tuck the toes under so the nails are on the mat, and you're going to slide the top of the foot forward, stretching the top of the foot. If that's too much, again, you can just manually move the foot. But if it's available, do both feet, stretch the top of the foot. Okay, so now that we've felt, stimulated those balance points, I'm going to show you a standing posture you can do in an activity you probably do every day to work your balance points. I'll see you there. So if you're like me, chances are you do dishes every day. So if you're doing dishes every day, great opportunity to stretch out your spine. So if you've ever been to one of my classes, you'll know that we do a stretch I call the kitchen sink stretch, which is also known in the chair yoga circles as a downward facing dog. So make sure your chair is nice and grounded, open fully if it's a folding chair. It's not going to go anywhere, and face your chair. This can also be your kitchen sink if you want to try it in your kitchen right now. So hands on the back of the chair or the kitchen sink edge, and we're going to walk the feet back, arms length distance away, and we're just going to stretch the spine, shaking side to side. You can even here find some movements in the legs, bending and straightening knees, maybe bicycling the legs. This is a great way to stretch out the spine if you feel like your spine has just been crunching all day, if you've been compressing your spine or on your feet a lot. So take a breath in, exhale, soften back like you want to sit on the wall behind you, and then engage your abs, walk yourself forward, and stand back upright. So if you're doing a lot of dishes, usually you get to the pots and the pans and you're kind of here, drop the sponge, take a kitchen sink stretch. Another thing you can do that's anchored to this, if you are concerned about balance and you want to work the balance, we work those balance points, right? We know where they are. So start by rocking forwards and backwards towards your toes, towards your heels. Finding a little flexibility in your feet is good too. We want to, now the sensations of your feet rolling on the floor, your brain is reading those, is getting information. Oh, this is where my feet are, right? That's very important. And then come to find your plumb center. From here, find a focal point and then press into your ball mounds, into those balance points, and gently lift your heels a little bit, a lot of bit, whatever feels available. Engaging your belly to keep you lifted. We're going to slowly go back down, lower the heels. Once your feet completely connect with the earth, again, soften the knees and roll to toes, roll to heels. And then we can maybe try that a couple times. Find plumb center, find a focal point, press into your ball mounts, into those balance points, lift the heels as high as you can go without finding cramping anywhere. We want to find strength without cramping, and then slowly lower the heels, rocking backwards and forwards. And you can just do that, right? Maybe take another kitchen sink stretch, anchored to doing the dishes, something you can do every day, a couple times a day if you have a lot of dishes. Another option you can add or not. If that was enough, just do that. If you want to work the balance a little more, option 2, start the same way. Find that focal point. Rock forwards and backwards. Find plumb center, keeping the knees soft. We don't ever want to put pressure on the joints. And then zip up the belly, lift the heels, come up into the ball mounds. Maybe you're lifting one arm, almost like you're trying to get something off the top shelf. Maybe you lower the hand and you switch to the other arm. If you feel cramping at all, come out of this. If you're feeling sensation, just breathe. And then lower the hand, lower the heels, rocking forwards and backwards, release. So a lot of options. One more option if that felt okay. If not, just lift and lower the heels until you feel like it's okay. Last option, take it or leave it. It's not good or better. It's just what's true for you today. So if this is available, you're going to start with the rocking. Find plumb center, find a focal point, engage your abs, lift the heels. Maybe here, maybe if it feels okay, one arm lifts. Maybe if it feels okay, both arms lift. If that's too much, make sure you come out of it slowly. Otherwise, we're going to stay for one more breath, lifting a little higher, lifting the heels, lifting the heart. Take a breath. Exhale, lower the hands if they're lifted. Slowly lower the heels, and then rock forwards and backwards. Release. And then again, if you want to curl over, find a stretch for the top of the feet to get a counter stretch, stretching the shin. So you should feel your calves working. You want to stretch the shin to counter that. And the top of the foot, both feet. And there you have it. So by taking simple activities and incorporating it into what you do already in your life, you're going to have regular investments in your balance, in your mobility, in your flexibility. I stretch on things all day long. It's just become a part of my life because I want to feel good in my body. But if you want to invest in your balance, this is one way you can do it. So I hope you found this helpful. Please let me know what you like to hear more of, what you do find helpful in the comments. Maybe it'll help others. We learn from each other. We grow by supporting each other. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.